Coming up on the Andrew Neil Show.
This #1 dressing room at the Adelphi Theatre in London is normally out of bounds, but I've had permission from the gaffer, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber. The star who's moved in here is one of the world's top entertainers. She sold 13 million records and won more gold discs than any other British female artist. She scooped dozens of awards, including 2 American Grammys, and you've got to be good to do that. She's on stage now, of course, so let's sneak a quick look round. Once described as England's cherub, she's a performer of enormous stature, even though she's just 5'1". That didn't stop her from dancing with Fred Astaire. Well, her show is about to end, so I'm going to live dangerously and invade her spotlight. After that, all being well, our show will begin. I should really have slid down the banisters, but I thought there's only one way to do it properly so that I can say, tonight, Petula Clark, this is your life.
What are you doing here?
Yes.
You can't do this. You know that. You can't do this.
I'm sorry you said that, because we planned to do it right here. Put our set over yours, a slightly bigger staircase for us, I think.
I don't know what to say. I'm just totally overwhelmed.
If you take my arm, I'll
Yeah.
take you somewhere nice. Well, you never know who you'll bump into on the stroll down Sunset Boulevard, but first are your family, including your stepmother, Anne, and your brothers, Christopher and Malcolm. In your 53 years in show business, you've topped music charts worldwide and appeared in over 24 films. Now, one man you've trod the boards with has boarded a plane and flown the Atlantic to be with you.
Hi, Petula.
Hey,
Come back and play me mother on Broadway then. I missed you.
Well, don't be misled by the accent. As your curtain rose tonight, he took off on Concorde. He's just got here from New York, David Cassidy. David, you were cutting a bit fine, weren't you?
A little bit fine. I got here about 15 seconds ago. Actually, about 6 minutes ago.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I can't tell you how thrilled I am. But I was expecting to see you in the Norman Desmond thing. You know?
Well, yes, I managed to scrape most of it off.
So, were you a little shocked?
A little shocked, yeah.
Well, that's the idea. Now, let's get it straight, because you were Pet's son in the musical Blood Brothers on Broadway.
Indeed.
And that was a Liverpool story. How was her Scouse accent?
Well, actually, you know, she finds it very difficult to take credit where credit is due. Like most artists, she was a little insecure about the accent. But we were just fine up until the night before we opened. And the night before we opened, I kept checking with her, saying, you okay, you okay? She, yeah, fine. About 2 minutes before the curtain went up, hear a knock at the door, and I get this. Oh my God, I can't take it!
It's absolutely true.
But she was sensational. I love you.
I love you.
David, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Well, Petula, Sally Olwen Clark, this is your life. It began one November day in the Surrey town of Epsom, and you've gone through life like a dose of salts.
Downtown, things will be
All that and you danced with Fred Astaire. Mind you, he wasn't the only one who swept you off your feet.
Actually, all I did was to change the light bulb.
And then you were fused together. We've flown him from Paris, your husband, Claude Wolf. Claude, you mentioned a light bulb. Could you explain?
Yeah, in fact, I was a PR in Paris in a recording company, and Petula came to our office, and the light went stopped. Then they called me to fix up the light. I jumped on the desk, because I was a tall one, and the ceiling was very high. Then I jumped on the desk, changed the light. We saw each other, and a year later we were married, and success and children.
Yeah, yeah. It's absolutely true. You know, the light with the light. Shall I translate it into English?
Well, I wouldn't say it was tall, but I could see that anyway.
I translate his English into English.
Very good.
I said it was in Paris.
In Paris. Married, manager, 3 children.
Yes.
So far, so good. Claude, thank you very much. Now, after your hit song Sailor notches up your first #1 in the British charts in 1961, you tour France.
I love Paris in the springtime.
Sasha.
I love Paris in the fall.
Yes, another Frenchman who plays a key role in your life and career. He loves Paris, London loves him. Sacha Distel. So, Sacha, yours is a real entente cordiale.
Really, yes. It didn't start that way, though. First time we worked together, that was in Salon Provence. Remember that?
You're not going to tell that
I'm going to
story.
tell that. In a wonderful small city in France with a castle, and at the foot of the castle we had that big, huge stage, and she was supposed to do about 35, 40 minutes. She stayed on for 1 hour and a half, and I was waiting, and much later on when we got very friendly, I said, remember that night in Salon Provence? And she looked at Claude and she said, I had orders.
Sacha, thank you.
Complete love.
Now, it's an Englishman, your late father, Leslie, who first becomes aware of your singing when you're 6 years old. One day, the wireless blares out a popular song as Leslie tries to sleep after being on night duty as a nurse. He yells to your mum, Doris, to turn the music down, and she shouts back, it's not the wireless, it's our pet, doing her Vera Lynn impression. Was it We'll Meet Again?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Probably was, yes.
Well, you start school at Moor Lane Elementary in Chessington, but age 7 you win your first talent contest at a village fair. By now, war has broken out. When you're 10, your father drives you to the BBC to take part in a radio program in which children send messages to the forces overseas. Now, as a result, you're invited to be a regular contributor to radio request shows like It's All Yours. What did you do?
I said, I don't remember. You probably know.
I know more than you do. Now, we've heard about your Vera Lynn impressions, and I believe you did a very good Carmen Miranda.
Oh, yes, at the time, yes.
Yes, couldn't do it now.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, this is how you did it then. Actually, you sound more like Snow White.
I sound like Minnie Mouse, I think.
Anyway, later your father arranges for you to sing at over 100 concerts for the troops at home. Performing at the Albert Hall in London, you're spotted by movie director Maurice Elvey, who casts you in your first film, A Medal for the General. It's 1944, you're still only 12, but a contract with rank brings you stardom as a member of that famous film family, the Huggets. Well, by the time you were 15, you'd been in show business for 9 years. You'd made over 1,000 professional appearances. Did you ever encourage your own children into the business?
We both wanted our children to have a normal childhood, whatever that is. You know, I'm not quite sure what that is. But So we kept them away from show business, although they saw an awful lot of it, of course, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they never wanted to go into it. You know, because it's hard work.
Well, about to make a rare appearance on television, from Paris, your daughter Kate, and from Geneva, your son Patrick.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, yes. Yes.
Now, Kate, you're a painter, and Patrick studied finance.
That's right.
Kate, did you ever think about a showbiz career?
Not really, no.
Well, Patrick, what was she like at home?
She was great. She was great. Not the best cook, but she was good. She was good. The big issue.
I'm what you call an emotional cook. You know,
The big
it's
issue.
either there or it's not, you know.
Well, it did them no harm. Thank you both very much.
Oh, darling.
It's good to see you.
Oh, this is gorgeous. It's worth it for this.
In the 1950s, you are finally allowed to grow up and come of age, but you're still our pet to the nation. You taste your first chart success with songs like All My Heart and Alone. You tour Europe, and in 1961, you marry Claude in Paris. A blessing follows a few weeks later in the village church at Lodsworth in Sussex. You celebrate that Christmas by giving birth to a bouncing baby girl. Now that girl is about to become a mum herself, your daughter Barbara and her husband Roger.
Here I am in New York in my living room. I wish you could be here with us. As you know, I'm expecting and I can't travel. I hope that next time I see you will be 3, Roger, I and Sébastien. And I just wish you have the best evening and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, Barbara. You're looking forward to becoming a grandmother?
Very much.
Very much. Well, back to showbiz. Sunset Boulevard is your latest, perhaps your greatest triumph. And it might not have happened but for a bit of arm twisting.
I am so glad you changed your mind.
Former director of the Royal Shakespeare Company and director of Sunset Boulevard, Trevor Nunn.
Thank you for being here.
Trevor, did you fear that the lady was not returning?
If ever there was a case of backing into the limelight, this was it. Petula was very, very reluctant to come and see me, and she clutched a cup of tea through our talk, and she made an ever-lengthening list of reasons why she couldn't and shouldn't play Norma Desmond. Fortunately, I didn't believe Petula, and then gradually we got around to starting to work, and of course, when we did that, her courage and her talent made her soar through it, and she had an absolute triumph, which she's still in the midst of. She's the real thing.
Do you remember the moment that you gave in to Trevor?
No. I don't think, I can't honestly remember saying yes.
Another gifted director brought out the best in you when you were just 16. Nowadays, like you, he is a globetrotter. His work for UNICEF has taken him to Washington, but he sends you this greeting, Sir Peter Ustinov.
My dear, in fact, let's be reckless, my darling pet. I remember our first meeting because I directed you in a film, in the mists of time, called Vice Versa. And so I greet you most cordially and give you a big kiss and a most bone-crushing hug. Thank you very much. The world is richer for the fact that you're in it, Pet.
Oh, God.
Thank you, Peter. In 1952, you make a film which marks a milestone in your career. It's called Made in Heaven, and you're no longer a child star. In it, you play a married woman.
Mind my pin.
Think of the poor little girl. Oh, darling, the pin right in my ear.
Now, your screen husband was a gentlemanly character called Basil Topham.
do mind those hairpins when you kiss me, and I keep finding them in the bed with your teddy bear.
Otherwise known as David Tomlinson.
You don't have to kiss everybody, darling.
You don't want me to kiss you?
Was this a marriage made in heaven?
Well, it wasn't really, because I was old enough to be her father. The romance offset was out of the question. You really were always a very, very charming, sweet, clever, talented girl. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, my
There's a lot
dears.
of nonsense talked on this sort of program, but that is genuine.
Thank you, David. Thank you for bringing sensible note to the proceedings. Now, at 17, you cut your first record, Music, 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 which has come to sum up your career. You've recorded songs in 5 different languages, even Gaelic. You make it to #1 in 6 countries.
But your biggest hit in 1964 nearly went to somebody else.
He's wandered downtown to sing your praises tonight, songwriter Tony Hatch.
Lovely people being here.
David, you've written theme tunes for shows like Emmerdale and Neighbours. How did you come to write an international hit for Petula Clark?
Not without Petula's help herself. In 1963, I was given the wonderful job of making all of your records. And at about the same time, I'd written a little song, but it hadn't got any words, and it went da 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 da. And you said, "What's it called?" And I said, "Well, that's all I've got at the moment." And it goes downtown, and you said, "That's the one I want to record." And we set up the recording session in London, and I finished the second verse of the song in the gentleman's toilet.
I didn't
Pi
know that.
Records, yes. That's why it always sounds. It sounds like the second verse, and I have to say that Downtown would not have ever happened if it hadn't have been for you, because that song actually had been written for the Drifters originally.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, I know you didn't, but I thought I'd better tell you.
Neither did the Drifters, so there we are.
Oh, you wrote many wonderful other songs after
Thank
that
you.
too.
Thank you so much.
Great, great, great.
Indeed. Tony, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For many artists, performing before their peers is a nerve-wracking business. In 1965, you sang in America before an audience which included Frank Sinatra, Fred Astaire, and Sammy Davis Jr. Luckily, a lifelong friend was at your side. You've been chums since you were child stars together. On screen tonight, Anthony Newley.
Hello, my darling. It's Newley. I was just thinking, 50 years ago, I think it was 1946, in a film called Vote for Huggett, I was a 15-year-old kid with a lot of pimples, and I told you I loved you. I'm 65 now, and I still love you. And in a profession where little boys with dirty T-shirts are called stars, it's truly reassuring to know that there are real stars like yourself still with us. I'm honored to have shared my life with you, and very grateful that I've had this chance to salute you. I love you, dear.
Thank you, Tony. '67 brings fresh chart success with your #1 hit, This Is My Song, and Don't Sleep in the Subway. The following year is full of surprises. He is a shy schoolmaster, you are a music hall star, you marry and immediately have 283 children, all of them boys. There's only a movie, of course, Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
Soapy.
Oh, he's talking to Chips, I think.
All I could find, darling, at least 3 years old, must make me look like Queen Victoria. Take me up.
And playing your best friend in that film, Sian Phillips. Sian, how did Petula get on with all those horrible schoolboys?
Oh, she was wonderful with them, and she made it all seem like fun. And she was also very wonderful with girls, because my little girls were there for the summer, and her little girls were there.
Yep.
And one day she looked after all of them, I remember, which was over and above the call of duty. And I warmed to her, as does everyone that works with her, and I'm very proud to have worked with you, and glad to be here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Sian, thank you.
Great to see you.
Playing Mrs. Chips might have affected your maternal instincts. Playing Mrs. Wolfe certainly did. In 1972, your son Patrick is born. You're voted Personality Mother of the Year in a nationwide poll. You take off a few years to spend more time with your family. Children and music remain your two passions, and then in 1981, along comes a role that combines them both.
And the hills were alive with the sound of sobbing children.
Your co-star in that production of The Sound of Music, Honor Blackman.
Yes.
I don't remember too many sobbing children in that show.
No, well, it all had to do with the regulations attached to the control of children working in the theatre. So it was about 10 weeks, I think, they ran, didn't they, the children?
Mm-hmm.
So we had regular farewell parties. And poor Pet used to get soaked, didn't you? Because they sobbed and sobbed because they couldn't bear to leave, because they were so fond of Pet by the end of that.
They were
as
great.
indeed we all were.
Thank you very much.
I loved doing Sound of
Yes,
Music,
it
and
was great.
mostly because of this lady. She's great.
Lovely.
Great lady.
Now, among all the triumphs, there are inevitably disappointments. The musical Someone Like You, a show that you wrote and starred in, isn't the success that you'd hoped for.
And you phoned me to say, get here quick, they're stripping the dressing rooms.
It's someone like Dave Willits.
Oh.
Dave, did the show go on that night?
Well, it didn't that night, but we had toured the show, and we came into the Strand Theatre, and it had rather an abrupt ending, didn't it, really?
It was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare, but we won't go into those reasons. We'd rehearsed Someone Like You, we toured Someone Like You, you wrote it, you starred in it.
Co-wrote it.
And I asked her one day to give up one of her precious Sundays off to come and join me in a concert in Warwick, do you remember? For no more than a cheese sandwich, I'm afraid. And God love her, she came along and she sang all her hits, brought the house down, and you know, in my experience, the bigger the star, the nicer the person, and there's not many nicer people than Petula. God bless you.
Thank you, Dave.
See you later.
You were just 11 years old at your first big concert at the Royal Albert Hall. In 1983, you returned there to celebrate 40 years in show business. And the work continues. That year also finds you in the title role of Shaw's romantic drama, Candida.
Well, you said acting with me was like working with a performing monkey.
Well, in spite of that, he went on to star in the TV comedy Bread and then into films. And tonight he's flown in from Bucharest, Jonathan Morris.
Good to see you. Oh, it's
Jonathan, doesn't sound like your finest tribute.
It's a long story how we came to work together. Petula first came to watch me in As You Like It at the Chichester Festival Theatre. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And
Patricia Hodge.
with Patricia Hodge. And about 3 months later, I get a phone call asking me to play the lead in this very straight-laced George Bernard Shaw play about idealism, in which Petula played the title role quite brilliantly. And I called my dad and I said, Dad, I've got the lead in this play, and guess who's playing the title role? He said, who? I said, somebody called Petula Clark. And Dad said, Petula Clark? John, she's the best, she's the greatest, she's done everything, you should be so proud. And I was really proud. And he said, go out there and do your best. And if you're a young guy just starting out in your career, and this is long before bread or anything like that, you hope that somebody special will come along and give you confidence and belief in you. And Petula certainly did that, along with my parents who send the love to you tonight. Really, along with one other person, the only person that did that. And really, you can't give a finer tribute because I think it gave me the confidence to go on to do the comedy and, of course, the musicals, which I've done since.
I believed in you, and I wasn't wrong.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
David Cassidy, how confident were you and Pet taking Blood Brothers to Broadway?
Well, as you probably remember, most of my early career and Pet's early career was rooted in a working-class Liverpudlian environment, so I felt absolutely no fear about it at all. Are you kidding? I was petrified. But part of, I think, Trevor Nunn probably said it very well, is that in the development of the role as the actor in Petula's case, and somewhat in my case, as it developed, I think part of the process which makes her so special and so unique is that she feels she can't do it. And for whatever goes on in that process for her internally, when she nailed it opening night, she was magnificent and is. And for me to work with her, and I think it has gone so far beyond the performing relationship that we had. She's a true friend, and I'm so proud to be here for you tonight.
Thank
you.
you.
That. Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
Petula Clark, this is your life.
Thank you.
This Is Your Life will be back with a new series of surprises in the autumn, here on BBC One.
Some lovely news headlines this of your lottery cash being put to great use. And the tradition of excellence in music on our show continues with an international superstar. Next week she returns to the role of Norma Desmond in Andrew Lloyd Webber's Sunset Boulevard. But not before she sings for us. With one look, it's Petula Clark.
No end of surprises.
This car is passing Hampton Court and following the sweep of the Thames on its way to Teddington Studios in Middlesex, where 34 years ago, a schoolgirl made her television debut on a brand new pop show called Thank Your Lucky Stars. We've marked the car so that we can identify it from our bird's eye view. That same girl is in it, blissfully unaware that we're keeping track of her progress. She's been invited here to take part in a programme devoted ostensibly to the father of British jazz, Humphrey Lyttelton, with whose band she now sings regularly. But as Humph and many others know, tonight the tributes will all be for her.
This very special lady gave me her first autograph when she was famous and just 14. But there again, I was a child star myself.
And even the pop pickers made a #1 when the Beatles were around.
Thank you, gents. We'll hear more from you later. Now, the word is that the car is nearly here, so I'll go that way, and Humph, you take it that way. Well, I'll tell you what it's all about. They've played along with me so that I can say tonight, Helen Shapiro, this is your life.
Oh, my goodness.
You can laugh now, lads.
I'll kill you. I'm supposed to be doing a show with Hump.
Yes, a show that doesn't exist. The show's about you.
Hello, Michael. Sorry,
Hello, Helen.
I'm gobsmacked.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I can't believe this. Oh, my goodness.
Well, Helen, you thought you were coming here to sing, and hopefully you will a bit later on.
If I've got a voice by then, it's all so much.
We'll look after you, don't worry.
Thank you.
Well, Helen, as you see, we've filled the house with family and friends, led by your husband, John Judd. And now let me thank the man who helped me surprise you, Humphrey Littleton. Hump, you and Helen have been swinging together for quite a while now.
11 years now.
11 years.
11 years. But I'll tell you, I've known about her potential as a jazz singer for many years, because there was a colleague of mine in my early band called Keith Christie, a trombonist, who went on to become a session musician. One day I ran into him in Bond Street, and he'd just come out of a studio, and he said, this little girl started to sing, and he said, all the hairs on the back of my neck stood on end.
Oh.
And I heard you
after... Bad, eh?
I heard you after that, and I thought, you know, a great voice for jazz. Seriously.
It's a privilege to work with Hump. It's a joy.
Well, I
every
mean,
time
11 years working
together.
with a great singer, and somebody who's become a wonderful friend too. So it's what more can you ask?
Thank you, Hump. Don't wander off, will you? Well, you might be renowned these days, Helen, as a jazz singer, but as we know, you made your name as a pop star while you were still at school.
So if I feel like running wild, well, please don't treat me like a child. Every time you pass me by, oh, you don't know what I go through, seeing someone else with you. I wish the one with you were me, but you don't know. How about the hair?
Yeah.
Oh.
The hair made you look much taller in those days.
Yes, it did.
Now, your debut record, Don't Treat Me Like a Child, was a revelation to a certain disc jockey when he first heard it.
Hello there, chaps. When I first heard your singing voice, I did get quite a shock. I thought you were a fella.
It's Alan Fluff Freeman.
It's sort of a compliment. I'm fine, thank you.
So, Alan, you nearly made a big mistake.
Well, in those days, Mike, you know, we'd receive a packet of singles, and you really wouldn't look at the labels. You'd just put one on and listen to it and think, yeah, that's all right, and you'd put it aside, then you'd hear something else and think, that's no good, etc., etc. And I put her record on, and I thought, my God, he's good. I thought, he's very good. He's very good. So when the record finished, I took it off the turntable, looked at it, and I thought, Helen, a bloke named Helen. I thought the world is rapidly changing. But over the years, it's been an enormous pleasure to work with her. And my great regret is that this young lady was never discovered in America, because I think had she been, she would have been a world star, because she's not just a few hit wonders. She is a great talented singer and of world class, and I love her.
Alan, thank you very much. Well, Helen Kate Shapiro, this is your life, and you were born on September the 28th, 1946, at Bethnal Green Hospital in London's East End. You're the second child of Barney, who works in the tailoring business as a machinist, and Rachel, who hand sews buttonholes on men's jackets. Now, away from the business, your parents were both musical, weren't they?
Yes, extremely. Mum played the violin as a young kid. Dad was, well, he didn't play an instrument, but he was a smashing singer. Very musical family I'm very fortunate to have come from.
Now, you were brought up in a close-knit family in Clapton and later in a high-rise council flat at Hackney. At Northwold Primary School, you begin to show your singing talent along with a cousin who shares your love of music.
Even at 9, Higgs, we were writing our own songs.
She followed you as a professional singer, Susan Hechtman. Susan, tell us about the double act.
Well, we were always very close. We went from Northwold Road School to Clapton Park. Then our uncle saw an advert in the papers for a singing school. And we both went, and Helen, well, you know the story. She did really well.
She's a great singer.
So I heard.
She should have been a big star, great jazz singer.
That's nice.
That's
very
true.
nice.
That's true.
Susan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you later.
Now, your late big brother Ron is a strong influence on you, and when he forms a trad jazz band, he encourages you to sing. Now, Jeff Cohen, you were Ron's best friend, and you booked his band for the local youth club.
That's right. Helen was about, just coming up for 13 at the time, and this particular weekend, instead of having records, I booked Ronnie's trad band. And what we did, we had a complete social, which is what we called dances at the time. And Ronnie, during the evening, said to me, "Can Helen sing?" And my reaction was something like, "Well, we're packed out. We can't lose anything. Let us sing." And this little 13-year-old got up, and everybody stopped dancing. Everyone in the canteen just came in and stood there, quiet, listening to this little girl sing. And at the end, the ovation was just absolutely amazing. It was quite a fantastic thing to see.
Well, at 14, you were invited to make a demo tape of Birth of the Blues at what became the world-famous Abbey Road studios.
Yeah. And that, Helen, was the birth of your career as a singer.
All we had to do was find you the right song.
Songwriters and record producers John Schroeder and Mike Hawker.
And you too.
John, what happened?
Well, Maurice Berman phoned me and asked me to check out some of his pupils, with a particular mention to one. And so I did that. And quite frankly, Helen, when I first saw you, I also was gobsmacked. Had tremendous confidence in such a wonderfully identifiable voice that I then arranged for an audition for you at Abbey Road Studios.
Yeah, it wasn't famous in those days, Abbey Road. It was just plain EMI Studios.
Well, you've been there and you've walked across that little crossing.
Yes, I have.
And we were in there, I would think, not more than about 15 minutes, because you sailed through that just like that. And I took the result back to Norrie Paramore, and I didn't tell him anything about it. I just put the tape or disc on the turntable and waited. And he heard it, and there was an awful silence. And I thought, my God, I've made a mistake. Then he said, "He is good, isn't he? When can I see him?"
Not the only one.
There we go.
Yet again.
So, Mike, where did you come in?
Well, John and I had started writing songs together. John wrote the melodies and I wrote the lyrics. And with Helen, we needed to find a song that would be commercial but would work with a girl of 14. And I thought back into my own teenage years and came up with the idea of Don't Treat Me Like a Child, which turned out to be a fairly happy inspiration. Yeah. Since then, we've been fortunate to go on and write many more songs for Helen. I think probably the biggest were You Don't Know, which was your first #1, right. And the song that gave us an Ivor Novello Award, Walking Back to Happiness.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Well,
and I'm very thankful to those
Thank you.
songs.
So
I really am. These guys wrote some great
both.
songs.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you. You knew all this at the Cafe Royal.
Well, now, you collect a silver disc in 1961 for Don't Treat Me Like a Child, and you follow it up with a #1 hit, You Don't Know. It too goes silver and sells more than 40,000 copies in a single day. You were still just 14 and top of the pops. Now, how was this all affecting your life, Helen?
I think the kids at school, the other girls at school, they weren't that impressed with the fact that I was, you know, having hit records, but they knew that I knew Cliff Richard, you see. So this stood me in very good stead with them.
Right. Well, it's your third record that really establishes you, and we have video pictures of the actual recording session under the supervision of the late Norrie Paramore.
Walking back to happiness, oh, yeah, yeah. Said goodbye to loneliness, oh, yeah. I never knew I'd miss you, now I know what I'm up to. Walking back to happiness, I shared with you. I'm making up for things I said, oh, yeah. And mistakes to which they led, oh, yeah. I shouldn't have gone away, so I'm coming back today. Walking back to happiness, I threw away.
Such a modern studio.
Well, that went to #1 just a few weeks after your 15th birthday, and that song has been very good for you, but it wouldn't have been your choice for the A-side.
Well, yeah, I guess there was Norrie wrote a song called Kiss and Run, which was, it actually ended up on the B-side, and I hate to say it, at that time I had a preference for that song, but it just shows you how good a judge I am, doesn't it?
Well, as one of the youngest stars in the business, you topped the bill on Sunday night at the London Palladium, and the next morning you're back at your desk at Clapton Park Comprehensive. And I have to tell you that we have an expert witness on how all this was affecting your schoolwork.
Helen Shapiro, will you please stop talking? I'm here to report on you.
Well, you said she was your favourite teacher. You knew her as Miss Hitchman, Joyce Mumby.
My cousin Susan will remember Miss Hitchman. We went to the same school.
Yes, and you taught dance and drama.
And RE as well. But Helen, I have something rather special here for you that I don't think you've seen for over 30 years. And I wrote in this, it's your report book, usually well behaved, but occasionally has to be corrected for silly behaviour and chattering. But of course, that was because of your lovely outgoing personality. And Helen was elected as form captain, netball captain.
I was so good.
But the thing that I admired was the way that you coped with all the fame and still got on with your schoolwork.
Well, I was just numb, I think.
Yeah, God bless you.
And you
That's
too.
for you.
Oh, can I? Thank you very much, Joyce.
Thank you, Joyce.
Bless you.
Well, you become completely engulfed by your new career, and at Christmas 1961, you leave school to sing full-time.
I'm very glad I've left school, although, of course, I miss being with my friends and girls of my own age, but on the whole, I'm pleased about it.
Ever since the days when your grandmother used to take you to see Doris Day films, you've always wanted to act on screen, and you get your chance in 1962 in a film directed by Richard Lester called It's Trad Dad.
Ring-a-ding, ring-a-ding goes my heart whenever we dance. A ring-a-ding, shall we start a crazy romance? Honey, baby, promise you'll wait. I want you for my steady date. Till the choir's gonna sing and the bells are gonna ring-a-ding-ding.
Well, your co-star was also making his film debut, and 33 years on, he is here this evening, Craig Douglas.
Jerry,
I didn't.
You did. Oh, gosh.
Now, you were the Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland of Britain, weren't you?
Oh, without a doubt, yes. Well, I must say, Michael, this was the first film I did, first film that Helen did, and I must say, we enjoyed it very much indeed.
Yeah, it was fun.
Who would have thought that 30 years later, we're still at it, enjoying it very much indeed.
Yeah.
We're doing these shows together at the moment, and between the two of us, we've had about 15 hit records, and I've got to tell you, Michael, this lady is singing better than ever. Wonderful.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. I'll catch up with you later.
Early in 1963, you go on a nationwide tour, topping the bill in a show that includes a promising group of lads from Liverpool. You become friendly with the Beatles. In fact, John Lennon told you that he'd written a song specially for you. Why didn't you record it?
It was actually turned down on my behalf before I ever heard it, unfortunately, so I never got to give an opinion or anything. It's a shame, really.
Well, you go international with tours of Australia and the Far East. You become the first British artist to top the charts in Japan and break new ground in Poland and Czechoslovakia. You appear on the prestigious Ed Sullivan Show in the United States. But when you're at the top, there is only one way to go, and the scene goes cold for you at home. Groups are suddenly the in thing, and the solo singers are out. 2 failed marriages, a bad business experience, and a distinct lack of hit records make you... We're nearly over this bit, don't worry. It all makes you glad to see the back of the 70s, and that's the end of that. Now, you decide on a change of direction, and encouraged by your then manager, Tony Barrow, you switch to acting in musicals. While appearing in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, you land the role that you've always wanted.
Yes, Helen, my dear. And I couldn't have asked for more.
Yes, he was your co-star, George Layton.
Thank you, darling.
Tell us all about it.
Well, what happened was, Helen and I were in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying at Bromley. It was a nice production, it was all right, wasn't it?
Lovely.
The band was behind us, we couldn't hear a thing. But she was already cast as Nancy, getting ready to go for it, and Cameron came to see her in the show and decided that I should play Fagin, which took huge imagination, I thought. But let me tell you, it was a wonderful year, wasn't it? Helen was a great company person. Her dressing room door was always open.
It was the green
They haven't
room.
fixed it yet, actually. No, it was the green room. And in the West End, often, you know, you don't see the other company. You go in, you do your bit, and away you go. But we're always in Helen's dressing room, having a good time, and she was such a good company person and fantastic as Nancy, weren't you? You really were.
He's so smooth.
No, I didn't.
George, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, George.
In 1982, after playing Sally Bowles in Cabaret, you were offered a leading role in a play called Hello, Hello, Hello. It was written by former policeman turned actor John Judd. John, your relationship with Helen has lasted a little longer than the play.
Oh, don't rub it in. Yes, we weren't actually sure about casting a pop star because I didn't know that she'd done all this theatre, and the musical director said, I'm not sure about this 60s pop star being in it. But of course she was wonderful in the part, and after a couple of weeks of chasing me, she fell in love with me. And, and we married in 1988, and we're very happy, aren't we? We're very happy.
Yes, we are.
Well, jazz had always been your first love since the birth of the blues days with your brother's band, and you were helped back on the road to jazz by a distinguished critic and broadcaster who at first, like others, dismissed you as just another pop singer.
Listen, Helen, can you learn 36 songs? Don't panic, you've got 2 weeks.
It's Benny Green. Benny, did you say 36 songs?
36 songs, yeah. The reason was that I'd received an album of Helen some years before, and I didn't listen to it and bother with it because Helen was a pop singer, and I'm very bigoted about that, and I didn't listen to it.
You?
Me? Bigoted? Anyway, one day I was lying in bed one afternoon looking for work, and I thought, I'll play this record. So I played the record because there was a Cole Porter song on it. It's All Right With Me. And I was astonished because Helen sang it fantastically. And I thought, my God, I've been wrong for 20 years. I won't say anything now, it's too late. And sometime later, I compiled a show of Johnny Mercer songs. I wrote the whole thing, worked it out, thought all I need now is a singer. And I thought, I'll phone Helen, I'll ask Helen. And that's when I said to her, can you learn 36 songs in 2 weeks? And her answer was wonderful. She said, no, but I can learn 32. And when you consider that you ask most singers to learn 2 songs in 36 weeks, and it's panic. And she learned the songs, and she sang them, and she was note perfect, word perfect, swung like mad every night. It occurred to me then that you were one of the great singers of the world, not just locally, of the world. And I don't think we make enough fuss of you over here. I think you're a major star. Enjoy the night and enjoy life.
Thank you, Benny.
Thanks, Benny.
As well as working with the Humphrey Lyttelton Band, you've enjoyed performing duets with another imposing figure of the British jazz scene. Your partner in harmony, George Melly, who sends you this greeting.
Hello, Helen. What a pleasure and indeed an honour it is to be on your This Is Your Life. Because I've been aware of you for years now, ever since you were a schoolgirl singing those pop songs. And very good songs they were, and very well you sung them. I always thought you were head and shoulders above your contemporaries. Even so, it was a surprise to hear a rumour that you were singing with Humphrey Lyttelton. But when I heard you singing with Humphrey Lyttelton, I wasn't surprised at all. From behind the facade of the cheeky little North London girl came striding a great jazz singer. Not long ago I went along to see you in cabaret at the Café Royal in the green room there, and I was absolutely flabbergasted by your professionalism, by your zing, by your lovely cheeky humour and all that. No, I'm proud to know you, really, Helen. Thank you.
Thank you, George. As well as all that, you become familiar to radio audiences as team captain on Radio 2's Pop Score, with Alan Freeman leading the opposition. The Pop Score chairman later joined you and Alan in Harmony of a Kind in your own Radio 2 show.
And then we turn the lights down low and tune the radio to some romantic goon.
Ah, yes. And then he goes and spoils it all by saying something stupid like,
Hi there, Poppicus, not off. Stay bright. All right.
Shut up! Happily doing something stupid with you and Alan, Ken Bruce. Ken, I didn't know you sang.
Well, Pavarotti quakes every time he hears my name, of course. But Helen didn't even know whether I could get 2 words in a row when she booked me to do that.
He's got a very nice baritone voice. Very nice
Would you like us to go into the middle eight now?
No.
No, I thought not. But Fluffy had the best part of all, of course, just saying shut up and that sort of thing. And on Radio 2 every day, of course, we get letters requesting Helen's songs, and sometimes I don't even recognise her writing. And we play all the old songs, and we play all the new ones as well. She just gets better and better, but the best thing of all is that she's a genuinely good person. Great.
Thanks, darling.
Well, it is 34 years since you first came here to this very studio in Teddington to appear on the first show of a new ATV series called Thank Your Lucky Stars. You were billed as the brightest newcomer to the pop scene. And now you've not only found a new niche for yourself as a jazz singer, Helen, but as you reveal in your autobiography, you've also found peace of mind through your newfound faith. And these days, as well as jazz concerts, you give many gospel performances, and one of those performances was with an old friend from those chart-topping days back in the 60s. A few thoughts from Cliff Richard.
Hi there, Helen. I hope you're having a fantastic evening. I'm sure you are. When I think back now, we kind of started together. So I was slightly ahead of you, and I guess I'm always going to be older. But we shared the same record company. We had the most wonderful record producer who loved us as people and nurtured our careers, the wonderful Norrie Paramore. Anyway, it was great to meet up with you again and work with you and sing with you on your new album. Thanks for letting me do that. And it seems to me that you're a real survivor. But above being a survivor, you actually have survived and this is the tough part, I think, actually improved. But how can you improve a voice that was already terrific? But you did it. You're sounding to me better now than you ever did. And what really amazed me was that your life, you seem to have control of yourself. You seem to have an inner joy and a peace, which I know comes from the fact that you know God, that He's a main part of your life, which brings us full circle. We had the same producer and record company at the beginning, and now you and I have the same father. God bless.
Thank you, Cliff. Well, that is the story so far, Helen, but now with the support of the Humphrey Lyttelton Band, we'd like you to sing us out. As you see, they're all set up. Humph, what do you suggest?
Well, we're going to play Choo 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 Boogie.
Oh, well, then I'll sing I Got It Bad and that
Okay,
ain't good.
I'm going to listen to both of those. It sounds most acceptable. First, I have to say, Helen Shapiro, This Is Your Life.
With the back of my back, I'm tired of transportation in the back of a hack. I love to hear the rhythm of the clickety-clack, see the whistle blowing, see the smoke from the stack. I pal around with Democratic fellas named Mac, so take me right back to the track. Jack, choo-choo, choo-choo, boogie, woo-woo, woo-woo, boogie, choo-choo, choo-choo, boogie. Take me right back to the track. Jack, you reach your destination, but alas, I don't lack. You need some compensation to get back in the black. You take a morning paper from the top of the stack and read the situation from the front to the back. The only doubt that's open needs a guy with a knack. Put it right back in the rack. Jack, choo-choo, choo-choo, boogie, woo-woo, woo-woo, boogie, choo-choo, choo-choo, boogie. Take me right back to the track. Jack.
And This Is Your Life will be back in the autumn.
Track, lead the life of rally in a beaten down shack. So when I hear the rhythm I can peep through the crack, and then I hear the whistle and the ball and the jack, cause I just love the rhythm of the clickety clack. So take me right back to the track. Jack, choo choo, choo 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 boogie, woo woo, woo woo choo boogie, choo choo, choo 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 boogie. Take me right back to the track. Jack.
But if you've got real B ... with an S on the end, you go to where it's really happening, which is, you know, waves with teeth like bananas, hell of white water, all that business. And that's that wine that costs nearly £20 a bottle just evaporating away into nothing to make a sauce which is going to be fresh perch, fillets of fresh perch, you see, in a red wine sauce which I've just invented. And I don't even know if it's going to work. But if it does, it'll be absolutely brilliant. I can assure you. If it doesn't, then I'm going home to mother. I love Somerset, and I love Devon, and I love Cornwall. But I love coffee, I love tea, I love the Java Jive, and it loves me. In fact, you know, I used to be a very highly paid television presenter until I discovered this.
There's your special little program. Little table for the orange squash. There we are. And here are some more travellers up from the West Country. Your son Patrick and daughter Poppy, your mother Wynne, and the new Mrs. Floyd to be, your fiancée Shauna Mullet. And thanks to John Miles for his help in getting you into that Dublin pub and to the 7 strong men it took to get you out. Now, Patrick, you're taking a night off from your father's Devon pub.
I am, and I have to tell you something. There was 2 things I never set out to do. 1 was become a chef, 2 work for my father. I'm doing both of them now very happily.
It's in the blood, isn't it? Yeah. Shauna, you met Keith in another pub.
Yes, that's right. It was about 6 months ago, actually. And I was out with a girlfriend having a drink, and Keith was with a rugby pal. And basically, it was love at first sight. And just recently, Keith's been to Spain to film next year's series. And I didn't hear from him for a month. No postcard or anything. Anyway, we met again when he got back. And 4 hours later, he asked me to marry him.
And did you remember it the next day? Yes. Well, a happy ending, we're sure of that. Well, Keith, since 1983, you've concocted some great television entertainment on your world travels. It all started when you had a restaurant in Bristol. Late one night, you came from the kitchens and sat down at a customer's table, and he turns out to be a television producer.
Remember, it's all very simple, really. Just be fruity, full-bodied, philosophical and passionate.
Before 9 o'clock. Well, wherever you are in the world, he is there too, and tonight is no exception. Your producer, David Pritchard. Now, David,
can you direct it? Because I'm beside myself.
All that you said earlier was what you said to our guest when you put him on television. But what impressed you about Keith in the first place?
Well, I was sitting in the restaurant, minding my own business, having, a few clams and a bit of tomato sauce and garlic and what have you. And he sort of came out, or sort of staggered out, lurched out, actually, from the kitchen, because it was a very hot kitchen. And someone was complaining about the bones and some fish that they were eating, and they had their Porsche parked outside of the pavement, and they wore sort of big gold medallions and what have you. And he apologised profusely for not having any scampi in the basket. And I thought that had a little bit of wit attached to it.
And they all loved his outrageous style, of course.
Yes, they did. And but we did several series, haven't we? And we worked man and boy together. Yes. And we have, and I thought, sometimes staying in these, great posh hotels and having big cars, that maybe anyone could cook, as long as they have the passion and the feeling for food, which you have, obviously. But it's not, I thought maybe anyone could cook. It was late at night, and do you remember saying to me, in San Francisco? You obviously don't.
No, it was you who said it. You said it. I mean, even a puppet could do what you do.
Something like that. But it was late at night. Yeah. And so you said, well, you have a go yourself. And you held me to that, because you refused to film the following day. And so I had a little go.
Well, backed by your...
very good, actually, sorry.
As we shall see, backed by your trusty team, you turned the tables. And here is that moment for you to savour again, Keith, your producer as chef.
Sorry about my hand trembling. But it was a late night last night. That's why I'm doing this programme, right? Because a bet is a bet, okay? Okay, it's going in the pot now, right? There you go, right?
It absolutely breaks my heart to tell you that it is delicious. This is about the only harmonious moment you will ever see of Pritchard and me.
I think you're a wonderful director.
3 days later, they were divorced. Thank you, David Pritchard.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, David. Okay.
Now, Wynne, just out of curiosity, what is your son's favourite dish?
Well, homemade faggots and peas and good gravy.
And you make this for him on special occasions, do you?
Yes, every birthday, and I'm a portion for every year. But now he's reached the age of 47, I'm giving it up. or handing it over to his new wife.
Well, 47 helpings of faggots is enough for anybody, I should think.
Confused Eartha Kitt one morning, I can tell you, when somebody on breakfast TV said, you normally have 40 faggots at Christmas, and Eartha was very confused by the whole thing.
Something strange in her life, I should think. Right. Well, Keith Floyd, this is your life, and you were born on the 28th of December, 1943, and brought up in the village of Wiveliscombe in Somerset. There you are, an innocent country lad, leaning not on a 4-ale bar, but a 5-bar gate. Your late father, Sidney, was an instrument mechanic with the electricity board. You loved to go fishing with him, and catching your first trout had quite an effect on you, though not as much as it had on the trout. What did it do to you, that first catch?
I think it opened up my eyes to food, to the fact we'd actually caught something. I mean, it was a vibrating, silvery, golden thing with red spots on it. And we, in fact, had to look in the Observer's Book of Fishes to find out what it was. Such did we know about fishing. Actually, I haven't been that successful since. But I think it just gave me a great interest in things natural and things to do with food.
Well, your parents worked hard for you to become a day pupil at Wellington School when you were 11, and your best pal there is the son of a local farmer.
And I sat down to your first attempt at cooking.
And lived to tell the tale, Lynn Ratsey. Lynn, tell us about this slice of history.
Well, it was a slice of beef, in fact. my mother was doing some supply teaching, and Keith was staying with us at the time, and he was game for anything. He volunteered to do the cooking. And he heated this beef up in a very special gravy. It was a family secret, I think, this gravy. It was very tasty indeed, that beef. It was a recipe for success, all right, that.
Thank you, Lynn Ramsey. Now, at school, you're a keen rugby player, but you have to wait more than 30 years for a real taste of glory.
And the important thing is that you let it simmer for an hour and a half. You add the potatoes for 20 minutes, and then cook. You add the chopped meat.
And a teammate from that unforgettable day is former Welsh international Ray Gravel.
Good man yourself.
Do you think England missed out on a good prospect?
Oh, they'll rue the day, Michael, I'm sure of that. And Keith, I must say this, I think that's one of the most creative tries that I've ever had the privilege and pleasure of seeing, because as you weaved your way towards the try line, fending off these big guys, crash tackling 15-stone rugby players, you scored into the posts, converted your own try. You did it 5 times, not because you wanted to. David Pritchard made you do it five takes. And, well, you ended up with a broken rib, but absolutely tremendous.
But he did come into his own later, didn't he?
Well, he did, yes, Michael, because we filmed down at Kidwelly Rugby Club, and the boys there sent their love and best wishes. And then he made us, well, a scrumptious meal, an old Welsh recipe, cawl, which was fed to the Welsh princes of yesteryear. And I think we could do with some cawl now with our Welsh team.
Well, a pot of some sort, certainly. Thank you very much, Ray Gravel. Age 16, you hang up your boots at Wellington School and get a job as a trainee reporter on the Bristol Evening Post. Your famous bow tie makes its first appearance.
Is that me?
Yes. Trench coat and trilby complete the Hollywood reporter image. At a moment's notice, you leap aboard your powerful machine. Junior reporters with you 30 years ago, Roger Bennett and Jeremy Ryan. Well, it's nice to see you, gents. A Vespa motor scooter, a bit of an anticlimax, Roger.
I think it was, rather. Of course, the bow tie and the trench coat and the trilby were perfect for Fleet Street, but not really for Bristol. The Vespa was more that, I think.
Yes, it was a bit over the top. When I rode on the back of the pillion with Keith driving, it was I who went over the top, right over, because Keith gave me a lift to my big assignment of the day. I think it was a local flower show, and we hadn't got 100 yards, and we were straight into the bollard, and I'm not quite sure why, but I think we might have called it the odd hostelry en route there. And Keith came smelling completely of roses out of this, but I had stitches all the way up my leg, and I still bear the scar, but I'm certainly not going to show it to you now, Keith, not with a show that goes on before 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, spoil sport. Roger, why didn't Keith pursue his journalistic career?
Rather embarrassing this, he was fired.
Oh, that would explain it. Thank you, Roger Bennett and Jeremy Bryan. Quick rub down with an oily rag, you'll be all right. Well, the Bristol Evening Post doesn't need you, but you decide your country does. You joined the army as an officer cadet. This was the result of seeing a certain film, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, I suppose, again, it might have been something to do with going to the White Hart first, but I did go and see Michael Caine in Zulu, and I was much impressed by that and thought I could have one of those white horses and ride across Africa. It would be quite good. In fact, they stuck me into a thing in Yorkshire and made me run up and down streams carrying telegraph poles, but I enjoyed it on the whole.
Well, that's life. There you are, marching to glory, not at Rorke's Drift, but at Mons Officer Cadet School, probably wishing it was a pheasant shoot. Now, you're commissioned into the 3rd Royal Tank Regiment and posted to Fallingbostel in Germany. Now, by the look on your face there, the food in the officers' mess is not all it should be.
Hello, Chief. Yes, and 2nd Lieutenant Keith Floyd decided to go to war on our mess kitchens.
Former captain in the same regiment, your great pal, Robin Evans.
How are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
through the mud and the blood to the green fields beyond, that is, isn't it?
Is that what it means?
Yes.
How are you?
Very good, very good.
Robin,
what was
I
Keith's...
can't tell you, Michael, this was a brilliant tank commander, when we could find him.
What was his part in the kitchen campaign?
But the part in the kitchen campaign was that he would don his dicky bow, the glass of wine, and he'd sail into the kitchen, and he'd take it over, and he'd produce this fabulous food.
And you met up after the army, didn't you?
Yes, yes, we'd both gone our separate ways, and I decided to go into the restaurant business, turned up one day in Bristol, and found Floyd, and I said, Keith, I've come to work for you. And he groaned, and he said, oh, sort of 10-day wonder. Well, I stuck it a year, and ended up running Floyd's at Oakfield Road.
You did, and very well too, if I remember.
Oh, thank you.
Very well too.
Yes.
Thank you, Robin Evans. Of course, you didn't just march straight out of the army and into your own restaurant in Bristol. First, you worked in the sandwich bar, the Apple and Charlotte in Bristol, owned by Mark and Joy Benson over there. Now, Mark, that led to Keith's first restaurant, didn't it?
Yes. Keith suggested that we open the sandwich bar in the evenings as a restaurant, and this we did. Shortly after that, I think Floyd's Bistro opened. And that was the beginning, as far as I recall, of Floyd's chain of restaurants.
Well, business boomed indeed. Soon you had 3 restaurants in Bristol, as well as a film location catering service. The only ingredient in this success story that gave you indigestion was the business side of things. You've always said you're not a good businessman, right?
That's absolutely true, yeah.
What do you like to do instead? Well, I know that.
I like doing it. I don't like VAT men. I absolutely hate accountants. And some of them who may be watching this programme will know who I'm talking about. I absolutely despise them to the pits of my belly. And I don't like business. I mean, life is for doing things, and there should be people who pick up the pieces and make it work, I hope, please.
You thought of a part in the Darling Buds of May. That would suit you very well. Anyway, you sell up everything. You buy a boat, named for some reason Flirty, and you flit around the Med for 2 years. That odyssey is finally scuppered for cash. You return briefly to Bristol. You try your hand at writing, but the world wasn't ready for the new Hemingway. So you turn to the spiritual home of the chef, to France. For 7 years, you live in Provence. Your old pal, Pierre Conil, looks at the unlikely start to your life there.
Hello there, Floyd. Do you remember when you came in your house to the Ile-sur-Sorge to sell antiques? You tried to establish tea in our town, but unfortunately you didn't drink much of it yourself. Your favorite waitress recalls your favorite tipple, Didi.
Floyd, pastis ou vodka orange?
Floyd, what do you want? Pastis or vodka and orange? Do you remember when we drank Irish coffee and he crawled home on all fours? Look what this is. Get to.
Do you remember, Floyd, the rugby match between England and France in Paris, where France stuffed England? You came to the Café de France carrying the Union Jack with black border and bought drinks all round until pastis was overflowing. Only an Englishman could have done that.
No visit to Provence would be complete without a few words from our friend Léo, my boss at the Café de France.
Salut, Floyd.
Hello, Floyd. Each one of us is far apart, but that doesn't matter. It won't stop me from thinking of you. And I drink a glass to your health. Cheers. Pastis, of course. Now to the home of the chef you most admire here, Claude Arnaud. Keith, first of all, here's to your health. And I'm not surprised that you are so popular in England because I'll always remember your bow tie, your famous peach dish, and that glass of red wine, which is always in your hand. Cheers, and to your good health.
Thanks to all in L'Isle-sur-Sorgue. So they were special years.
Well, whatever success I might have achieved on television, I couldn't have done it without the time... Well, I couldn't have done it without several reasons. First of all, without always the support of my mother and my father. But without that time I spent in France, where I do believe I learnt the actual craft of cooking. Without that experience, I well, there's no way I'd be here tonight.
But after 7 years, you got the itch to move again, and you moved back to Bristol, where you give the folks a taste of Provence. And in your new restaurant, you meet up with the particular customer, the man who is to become your television producer, David Pritchard. Now, David, the last series was Floyd on Oz, but here is what viewers didn't see.
I think I've never tasted wine in a more exotic location than rocking around on the boat down under on the Great Barrier Reef.
Whoa, shit, Jesus, you're carrying. Gross. Whoa.
So, we've had, I don't know what we've had. What do you think of it then, Heidi?
Very nice.
I think that's what you call a takeaway, isn't it? Yes. Now, Keith, a favourite rock guitarist of yours also happens to be in the restaurant business as well. We discover him at his favourite table here. It's Bill Wyman.
Hi, Keith. What's cooking with you? Great to talk to you again. It's nice to know you're a Stones fan because I know you make great music in the kitchen. Pop in any time, Keith, and don't forget, there's always a job for you here if you need one. Of course, a glass of wine. Cheers.
Thank you, Bill Wyman. Now, another rock star played in the band that recorded your signature tune, Peaches, formerly lead singer with the Stranglers, Hugh Cornwell. So, Hugh, you and Keith go back a long way.
Well, yeah, before the band got involved with the signature music to the show, I was in fact a student in Bristol when the great restaurant entrepreneur started, the Floyd's Bistro. And of course, no students in those days could afford to eat there, but I could afford to go and play guitar there, and I used to get fed for playing.
The grub was all right, was it?
It was fantastic. Keith, although you see on television, you think, oh yeah, this is television, anyone can fake it. This guy is actually a great cook. You go to his house, he's a fantastic cook.
And how was the money?
In the restaurant days, for me, I was like just a pittance, but it kept the wolf from the door, so I thank him for that.
And thank you, Hugh Cornwell. Now for Pud, as it were, someone who has prized himself away from his internationally famous kitchen to be here for you, Albert Roux. Albert, Keith flew with you to France a few years ago when a Chablis, first pressing of a Chablis, was named after you, isn't that?
That's quite correct, Michael, yeah. And on the way back,
yes,
admittedly we were slightly inebriated. We were two chefs having a good time. You made a solemn promise to me, and you have not yet kept it. You said to me that you would cook dinner for me. 4 years on, I'm still waiting, and my God, I'm starving.
The invitation is in the post, Albert.
Good.
Thank you, Albert Roux. Well, not quite time to put the chairs on the tables because we have 2 late bookings, and that's why we're popping back to Provence.
Pierre, here is 1 bottle for you and 1 bottle for Floyd.
Thanks very much.
Here with a personal delivery, your pals from Provence, Pierre Conil and Albert Gassier.
Oh no! Salut, connard!
Oh putain! Où sont les verres? On n'est pas en train de battre.
Ah ben. Or words to that effect. Keith Floyd, this is your life.
This programme was recorded before Keith Floyd married his fiancée Shiona Mullet on Monday.